have you seen what's going on in Libya? Are Libyans black or are they white?
Well, first and foremost, the Libyans that are actually enslaving those Africans are actually Arabs. So respect yourself.
Okay, which means
so they
what?
practically are white to me.
Oh, well, not
Practically.
according to the Social Justice Dictionary.
That's not true because according to the fucking U.S. Census, Arabs are actually classified as
I'm
white.
not talking about U.S. Census. I'm talking about social justice warriors out there.
Listen.
They
Do I look like a fucking social justice warrior?
They defend anyone that's browned, regardless of what they do. And we know that's the truth.
Listen.
We know that's the truth.
I'm gonna say this, yo, any quote unquote brown, yellow, red, whatever. Once you violate black people, yo, you're not on the squad no more. You might as well be with the white folks, B.
You said you ain't on the squad no more, dog.
What? Am I bugging?
Yeah, man.
In what way?
Because
what am I saying? I get it, right? It may shock your world.
It don't
but
shock
what am I
my
saying
world. It just
that is actually
is it really
incorrect.
logical?
It's pretty logical what I'm saying.
Because what you're saying is by the statement you just made assumes that all white people.
No. Hold on. For the record, I'm not saying all white people. I'm saying racism, white supremacy is the actual enemy to our community, and white people, all of them in this society, benefit from it. And so, for white people, for me to say, yo, I rock with you, you got to give up all of that shit, and you got to dedicate your life to uplifting all the people that you have oppressed for generations.
That is
if you're not willing to do that shit,
right?
then yo, you on a squad, bro.
That's complete bullshit.
Oh my
Complete bullshit. I don't even know how to unpack that fucking statement, man. That's
How's that
straight
complete bullshit? After
they
fucking,
gotta give up everything they got to defend black people.
Are you fucking serious?
That's the solution?
Yo,
this is an interesting direction.
Yo, so what you saying? We shouldn't get reparations?
Nah. Nope.
No reparations?
You know why?
This Negro
Less
here.
than 5% of the white population ever owned slaves. Less than 5%. Okay?
Right. Yo, I'm about to school you to the real, man.
So
less than 5% of white people.
I agree. I agree.
Okay.
So maybe the families of those 5% need to give reparations out this motherfucker.
First of all, it wouldn't even really be possible, right?
What?
Would it really be possible for those families? Remember, slavery was, in its time, it wasn't as the reason why it was 5% or less of Americans have ever owned slaves is because it was a bourgeois thing to have in the first place, was to have a slave.
I agree.
It was not something that all white people shared.
Never said that.
You know what I mean? So the idea that you can't rock with a white person, not even knowing his lineage, because he needs to give up everything to be on the team. I mean, that shit just don't even sound.
Well, all right. I hear what you're saying, right? But again, how racism, white supremacy works, right? Although a lot of these white people did own slaves, right? Think about this. Remember, during the Civil War, a lot of white people who also didn't own slaves actually fought against their own interests, you know what I'm saying, to fight for the Confederates. You know what I'm saying? Even though the fact that they have black people as slaves are pretty much keeping these white people unemployed or underemployed. You see what I'm saying? They literally fought against their own interests. You know why? Because they had the hope of one day I could move on up and own slaves myself.
That's not a fact. That's
an
opinion.
All right, so let me ask you a question. Why the fuck did all of those white people fight for the Confederates?
Because, first of all, the fighting for the Confederacy was not only about slavery.
Get the fuck out of here. What?
Yo, what I'm trying to say.
Hold on. Explain what was the war about.
What I'm trying to say is,
what the fuck was the war about?
What I'm trying to say is there had to do.
Panicked right here.
I'm not panicking. What I'm trying, and I'm not.
Drop
I'm not
that bomb.
I'm not
Drop
an expert. I'm not an expert in colonial history. However,
colonial nigga,
you know
this is
I mean?
the Civil War, dog.
The Civil War. You know, colonial America.
This nigga sound like Steve Harvey.
What
dog.
I'm trying to say though is,
I don't give a damn about slavery.
That should be a soundbite. That should be a dope soundbite. Right? Every time I come on, you need to play that
I don't
shit.
give a damn about slavery and walk off.
What I'm trying to say is you're making a lot of opinions. You're not making factual statements. That
what
white
opinions
people,
am I making?
White people, even the whites that didn't own slaves, they fought so that they could one day own slaves. You're just putting this blanket statement across all whites. The same way whites put blanket statements on blacks and y'all hate that, you put the blanket statements on them. That's all I'm saying. I mean, we can move on.
I'm not. No, hold on. Let me, for the record, again, do I believe all white people are evil? Hell to the no, right? clearly there are some white people that actually did good in their lives, right? And I commend them. I'm saying keep that shit going. And if you're not willing to keep that shit going, there's problems.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
keep
white
that going,
people coming
meaning
to the
what?
community,
What does that mean, keep that going?
Yo, white people coming to the community and setting up these little programs and shit because, you know, that little white guilt, and they go, oh, we're trying to help little Tyrone and Shaniqua, you know, like, oh my God, we're going to do everything for you. That's not helping us. You see what I'm saying? The real thing should be, you know what? Seeing that a lot of white families have benefited from government programs to build family wealth, generational wealth, they should be fighting to get the very same things for African Americans. If they're not doing that, then all of these smart little cute fucking programs. Yeah, that's it. It's cute. I don't know, man. But it's not going to build wealth. You see what I'm saying?
First of all, the
reparations will at least build wealth.
Nah.
Yes.
Because the majority of white people in this country are not generationally wealthy. That's number one. Number two, I would say the majority of the United States, and compared to the rest of the world, is wealthy beyond belief. But we have a comparison issue. We like to compare ourselves with other people in terms of their income brackets, and we don't realize that 2/3 of the world lives in abject poverty.
Yeah,
versus the United States.
Yeah, but let's stay here in the U.S.
Yeah, please. But what I'm trying to say is there is value in looking at the bigger picture because
I agree with you. When I went to Haiti and I seen the poverty there, it made me reflect on like, damn, yo,
the hood is a palace.
I'll give you that. Yeah. However, let's just keep it 100. Remember on Facebook when me and you got into that little brief discourse, right? Like, I wasn't joking when I said, like, yo, like when the GI Bills and the FHA, like when they gave like white veterans houses for the low that are now today worth $600,000. You see what I'm saying? These people are literally walking away with like $500,000 plus of fucking money. You know what I mean? For their family that they refuse to give to black veterans. That alone deserves, to me, the government is owes reparations to those families, at least the families of veterans. And we're not even talking about slavery. We're literally talking about World War II vets that came back and they were promised, you know, homes just like their white counterparts. The white counterparts got those single family households, homes in the suburbs, while the black ones, yo, thanks but no thanks.
Hey, well, if what you're saying,
and then they even said, hold on, even in it, the rules were, yo, white veterans, you cannot rent your property to any blacks, and you cannot sell your property to any blacks.
Yeah, but when did that
change? And if you
change?
did, you will actually go to jail.
When did that change?
I don't know, some like recent shit. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, this is the fucked up shit that happens. Remember, during the Civil War, they were promised 40 acres. Did any black people got 40 acres from this fucking government? The answer is fuck no. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
These are the things that are owed to these people. Why? Because they gave their fucking lives. So then when you go, yo, you know what? Yo, fuck reparations, fuck this, fuck that. No, bro. That's called justice. Obama himself gave reparations to fucking the survivors of the Holocaust in the U.S. He didn't need to do that shit. We didn't fucking enslave anybody over there in Germany.
I thought Obama was for the people.
Why the fuck is
I thought Obama was for the people.
To your people. So why the fuck did Obama give them reparations?
Well,
remember
listen, first of all,
the Japanese, remember during World War II, when the internment camps, after that, what happened? The U.S. gave reparations to the Japanese Americans, but they won't give any reparations to African Americans. Bro, this is an evil society.
I don't know about that, man. What is
get the fuck out of here?
Listen, no, the reason I challenge that, I'm going to challenge. First of all, I don't know all the facts.
I know
of what he's saying. However, I'm going to challenge it in this regard. When you say reparations, you have to put a value on that. Right?
Okay.
So, what is the value of what the Japanese or the Jewish individuals received? What's the value? Do you know? If you don't know,
I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay, so we don't know what the value is.
But we could look it up. It's simple. We could look it up. There was a dollar amount.
Okay, let's assume there was a dollar amount.
No, ain't no assumption. It was.
I'm just saying. Whatever the dollar amount is. We just touched on global poverty and the differences between the United States and places like Haiti and Dominican Republic, which I just got back from.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at what black people are given, even if it's in the welfare state, right? I feel like when you look at the generational dependence on the government, the amount of money that has been spent to house, feed, and provide vouchers and programs for black people, I'm just trying to figure out what more, because they don't seem to appreciate even that. They want more than what they're getting there. I'm not saying they don't deserve more, but I'm saying they don't even treat it with much respect. I mean, you got people taking food stamps and selling them for money, and that you got people who are working under the table and then having children to get Section 8,
this is that,
right?
This is that black,
you've heard of this.
That black conservative bullshit.
Having
man.
children to get Section 8, right? And then still not paying the fucking money for rent.
Yo, I'm about to explain.
So
this,
how
man.
long has that been going on?
All right, listen.
How long has that been going on?
I'm gonna explain this, and hopefully you'll understand what I'm saying. Right? Yo, there was a book called Dead Aid, right? And the author, I forgot the sister's name, but she talked about all the Western countries that actually give aid to African countries, right? But one of the stipulations with the money that they give, they can't build hospitals with the money. They can't build schools with the money. You know what I mean?
And why is that?
Because they want these people dependent.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I got that.
So then now, right? And now I'm going to go back, bringing it back to the States. You have a situation called redlining, right? Where black people who actually were well off, well-to-do, could actually afford to live in certain white neighborhoods, right? Banks said, fuck no. We refuse to actually allow them to live in certain areas. You have to stay in these poverty-stricken slums. You see what I'm saying? And then remember, in the after World War II, right? A lot of the industries moved from the inner cities to the suburbs. So the government pretty much let a lot of these inner city locations that were predominantly black and Latino, they let them just die out. They let them become slums intentionally. You see what I'm saying? So then now you have a bunch of people living in these harsh conditions, right? The government goes, we'll give you just enough to shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? We'll even build up certain leaders to kind of control you guys to just shut the fuck up. So then now all of this is happening, right? Then you go, we're not going to really finance the schools to actually be competitive. We're not going to finance like health centers, trauma centers, and things of that nature that the government themselves know that will actually uplift the people. They're not going to finance programs to make them be entrepreneurs and things of that nature. They're not going to do all of that. What they're going to do is, be an individual. Focus on yourself. Work your way up by your bootstraps. This is the mindset that they give black people. You see what I'm saying? And when black people think like that, we go, I made it. So now it's my turn to just move about the hood and not think about no one else. That's all systematic.
I don't think the idea of being an individual and being a rugged individual and working for yourself. Listen, you can't. You know the crab in the barrel mentality.
Yeah.
Yo, who taught that mentality?
Who taught them? I mean, this idea that we're taught.
It's not an idea.
It's as if you're saying black people have this angelic sense about them and they've never committed any kind of oppression against themselves.
Gods. How about that?
All right, well,
we are righteous people.
All right.
We are righteous people.
So if that is the case, why is it that when put together in a community where the government doesn't take care of you, what happened to the righteous spirit to make sure that they didn't turn into a slum?
Hold on, to make sure it didn't turn into a slum?
Yeah, to make sure it didn't. If it was black people with black people, and we're so righteous.
Slum, all right, this is what people don't understand, right? And this was what's going to happen, perfect example, in Boston, right? Where all these black folk, right, are getting forced out of Boston due to gentrification, and they all move to Fall River, Brockton, and all of these places, right? These locations where there's literally no industries. You know what I'm saying? There's no job opportunities there. When there's no jobs, what happened? Crime rates go up.
Why?
Poverty goes, because there's no options.
What happened to the righteous clause that you was just
listen.
Does crime follow poverty?
Does crime follow poverty?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. You know what I'm saying?
So where there's poverty, there's crime.
Yes. in any society,
depends on how poverty
amongst the
is
Native
decided.
Americans, amongst the Latinos, amongst the blacks, even amongst poor whites.
Well, how is it defined?
Huh?
How is poverty defined?
How is poverty defined?
That's the question.
I will define it like this: when you have a family, right, and you got bills to pay, but you can't pay them because either you're unemployed or underemployed, nigga, that's poverty, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so you have options. You know, now some people, when they're pushed to that direction, they'll make decisions that they probably wouldn't do if they had money in their pockets, right? So sisters may prostitute themselves, brothers may sell drugs. You know what I'm saying? All kind of things that happen that we're like, damn, why they do that? But again, we're not in their shoes. You think brothers really want to be on the block selling drugs, have to watch their back? You think sisters want to be on the fucking corner, you know, selling pussy, flipping tricks and shit like that? They don't want to do that shit, but they got to survive. I mean, I'm not giving excuses. I'm just saying.
That's what it sounds like, though.
But that's the
Where's
reality of
personal responsibility lies?
Yo, you see, this is the difference. When the government, right, is systematically putting you in a predicament like this, they're playing as a whole. While we as black people always go, well, the individual. That's not
true, man.
Yo, if you put these same white devils in our situation, they'll do the very same thing, probably even worse. You see what I'm saying?
Listen, when you have personal responsibility, your environment that you're in is not a license for you to go fuck up everybody else's life, right? And this idea that you were saying, well, we are righteous people, we're righteous. But yet somehow when we're grouped together, we can't seem to function properly when grouped together. And then
I'll say this.
And then
we're in our African state of mind.
Oh, come on, man.
You know what I'm saying?
We're
in our melanin. We're in our right state of our melanin. We are righteous people.
So
when
what
we
happens?
try to emulate and duplicate our white counterparts, then we become just as wicked. Sometimes we may even become more wicked than them. So you see what I'm saying?
When the Hootsie and the Tutsi is chopping each other up.
Yo, see, don't play yourself. You should do the research on why that happened.
Why?
Because white people pinned them against each other. And then literally said to families, you could literally y'all two could be blood cousins. And go, oh, well, you look whiter. You have a thinner nose, a thinner lip.
I see.
I'll employ you while I'll treat you like shit. Then I go, yo, you know what? This operation ain't really holding up. Yo, you know what? Fuck this. I'm out of here. Then you got the fucking Russians who fly over and drop a whole bunch of machetes. And then, you know, out of nowhere, you got a fucking radio host saying, yo, we got to kill these motherfuckers. And you're like, damn, this nigga Dre, yo, he's been eating right. I've been starving. Yo, it's on site.
Again,
doesn't make sense. It does make sense. It's just like
let's just talk about this for the episode.
Yo, it's just like COINTELPRO, right? It's literally where governments go into black organizations, right? Black organizations that start off with a righteous mission, right? And they go, yo, we don't like this shit. So we'll literally implant informants into these organizations to cause division.
I agree.
You know what I mean? They did that with what? The Garveyite movement. They did that with the black nationalist movements. They don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? They even deal with the civil rights movement, bro. I guarantee you they're doing it right now with Black Lives Matter. The government don't give a fuck. They do not want black people to uplift themselves. You see what I'm saying? Because they need a working class people. And the working class people in this society are African American.
And so whites don't work.
I said a working class people.
What is that? What is
that
working
means
class?
You need for capitalism to work, you need that bottom of the bottom. That's how the system is.
You know why? I'm gonna tell you why it doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Okay, go ahead.
Because when you look at the stat that Romney dropped, not that I'm a Romney supporter, but
like it.
I'm not a Romney supporter, but he did drop a stat when he was running that turned out to be true. That how half the country, there's a certain portion of the country who don't pay any taxes whatsoever, right? They work, collect the money, don't pay any taxes into the system whatsoever. So when you talk about working class capitalism, capitalism also thrives on the tax system.
I agree.
Just the other day, it was in the news, it was 20%. The top 20% pays the 90% of the taxes in this country. Not the rest. Not the rest of the people.
20%.
The top 20% pay the 90% of taxes.
Which
90%.
So
Okay.
what do you mean? Which they should?
Are you fucking serious?
What I'm trying to say is it's only a small percentage of people that are paying the majority of the taxes. Whereas the point of the study was that people who should be paying taxes are not paying anything. They're not paying nothing.
No, you know why? Because they're unemployed.
No, it's not about being unemployed. The way that they know they're not paying taxes is because they are employed and they see that they're not contributing to the tax.
All right,
they're not filing any taxes.
All right, what job can you have where you cannot pay taxes?
You can
pay taxes and file taxes. Because, like, you're getting taxes
hold
taken
on,
out
because
when you
get
get
taxes
paid.
taken out regardless. You file taxes so you can get that money back. People who don't file their taxes probably on some like, yo, fuck it, man. Maybe I owe something, or they're like, maybe they just don't even want to go through
Or
the
they're
process.
self-employed and don't want to do it.
Or they're self-employed and they're scheming. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but there's plenty of ways to ask your employer to either take certain things out or not,
of course.
or keep certain things.
Of course.
Right?
But what I'm saying is, I don't believe what Romney is spewing. You know what I'm saying? If he's saying that, 80% of the people.
No, he didn't say 80. He said
20% of the people.
28% of the people pay.
That wasn't Romney.
90%.
That wasn't Romney.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
But like,
Romney.
if you're saying, which I agree, but 20%, the top 20%,
Yeah.
they should pay the majority. You see what I'm saying? Why? Because those same motherfuckers. Remember when the market crashed? They are motherfuckers.
Top
All right?
20% of motherfuckers.
Yes.
What are people
Allegedly.
working towards?
Yo, listen. Let me.
Are you trying to be in the top?
Yo,
20%?
yeah,
trying to be in the top 20%,
listen. Everybody
that's-
wants to be wealthy, right?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be happy. Nobody wants to stress at work. Nobody wants to die of an early of an early death due to fucking stress and everything that is caused by working a 9 to 5 and all that shit, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
However, most of these companies, like these bankers and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got handouts. They got government aid, government assistance. When they fuck the government up, when they fuck the economy up, and who bailed them out? The government. With what? Taxpayers' dollars. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So now,
Which is their money, according to you.
no,
their
it's not
money.
their money.
How
It's
is it?
all of our money because we
Okay.
all pay into it. I definitely pay taxes every motherfucking year. You see what I'm saying? When I look at my checks, I go, God the fuck damn. You see what I'm saying?
He said, God.
Yo, real talk. So I don't know these unicorns that don't pay taxes. I don't know them.
Here it is. Here, top 20%.
Okay.
Top 20% pay 95% of taxes. Right.
Top 20%.
Middle
95%
class
of taxes.
pays. Middle class single digits. This is Washington Examiner, and it goes into how, again, top 20%. Now, what does it mean to be in the top 20%? We're not talking about the 1% or the 0.1%, which is actually the billionaire class.
So the top 20% is like what? People who on average the household's probably what, like 100,000?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
What
Or
are
maybe
you
actually
talking
a little
about?
more. Maybe actually a little more than that.
But that makes sense.
To pay all those taxes.
Yo, like I don't. Yo, for example, right? My son is never gonna get what's that shit? Like free lunch at school or any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I have to pay for all of that.
But why should he?
Huh? He shouldn't. You know why? Because me and my wife make enough money where he could afford, breakfast, lunch, and all of that stuff. You see what I'm saying? However, if we were below the poverty line, I forgot what it is for Massachusetts, then they would be like, you know what? He could get free lunch, free breakfast, and things of that nature. You see what I'm saying? Like, we are fortunate, right? If I want to say, let's say I go, oh, man, you know what? I think my son, his reading level isn't where it should be. I could afford to get him a tutor. A lot of people in the hood can't do that.
Okay, how are you
see what
able
I'm saying?
to do that, though?
Because I have a full-time job. My wife has a full-time job. We got fucking degrees. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
So
And you're black.
Yeah.
Okay. And the other black people couldn't do it because what?
Yo, don't fucking.
See?
Yo, hold on.
It always comes back to this. It always comes back
Let me
to
explain.
this.
Hold on.
It does.
I'm going to explain. Right?
I'm going to explain my
Now, hold on.
exceptionalism.
Now, hold on. Yo, listen.
Oh,
Hold on, listen, hold on.
Only there was a camera, and you can see this nigga's face.
It's cute.
He was really about to say, "Yeah, I am exceptional, nigga."
Hold on. Let me explain. It sounds cute, but I'm about to explain
sounds
something.
cute.
I'm about to
Alright.
explain something.
Alright.
And let me. And you do come from immigrant parents, don't you?
Yes.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes.
So-
And I was in a single mother household.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
keep
But-
going.
So hold on. I'm gonna say
He
this.
defied all odds.
I defied all odds, but however, again, I'm an outlier.
Oh.
Dre, you are an outlier. Rome, you
We're
are an
magical
outlier.
Negroes.
But we are, yo, listen, Dre, don't play me.
Come on,
Dre, we went to the same.
Magical
Hold
Negro,
on,
man.
Dre, we
Come
went to
on.
the same middle school.
Yes.
That same middle school got shut down. Why? Because it wasn't performing. We literally knew guys that were murdered and
Yes.
locked up.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? I
Yes.
think, I'm be honest with you. Me and you were probably the only two that actually went to fucking college from our middle school.
Shit.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you gotta really think about that shit. You know what I mean? Like, so we can front like, yeah, yo, you made it out. It was easy for you. It wasn't easy. We all worked hard. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now, a lot of people, at the very least, though, I think what separated me from, like, my African-American counterparts, right, was my moms came to this country at the age of 18, right? And, she struggled like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But one thing that I respected about my mom, she was like, she refused to be on welfare. She
All right.
refused. You know what I'm
Thank you
saying?
very much.
And so,
Right,
to
right,
me,
right.
Thank
that
you.
taught me something, right? And then that showed me the value of a hardworking black woman. You know what I mean? And so I was like, damn, like, I respect that. And I remember one time I even fucked up, and I told my moms, I forgot what age I was. Maybe I was like 12. I was like, I wish I had rich parents. My mom's actually cried, My mom's never showed emotion. Hard-body Haitian woman. Cried. You know what I'm saying? Didn't talk to me, I think, for 3 days. I swear to God. Like, didn't hit me, didn't nothing. And I felt bad. I was like, damn, y'all should have never said that shit. You know what I'm saying? That was like one of my regrets I actually have in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, for saying that. You know what I mean? And so, me, it was a little different. Like, I always knew, even in high school, as fucked up as I went to school with Dre. They kicked me out of that high school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they put me into another high school that now is about to get shut down. It's about to be on level 4. Level 4 means
And
after
why
this,
were you kicked out of the high school?
Because I was reckless.
Okay.
But I'm going to explain why. Hold on. Now, and then, I didn't have a disciplinarian in the household. My mom's had to work 16 hours a day. My father was a Rolling Stone. Nigga wasn't shit. Was gone, right? So, literally, myself and my brother, if we came home and my mom's was there, she was either sleeping, cooking dinner for us, or getting ready for work. These are the only 3 options we had. She would go off to work. We'd be out in the streets just chilling, whatever. I never did schoolwork. I never did homework. None of that. Kid you not. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with my brother.
Yeah.
I don't know how the fuck we made it. You know what I'm saying? But, like, because we seen how hard my mom's worked, right? Both me and my brother always said, we know we're going to go to college. That was like, it wasn't even as fucked up as, I'm be honest, I graduated high school. I shouldn't even say this shit because it's embarrassing. But it was like a 1 point something GPA.
Hey, man.
And then I remember, like, the benefits that I had was I had teachers, right? That was like, you're not like these other kids. You're different.
Were they white?
Yeah.
The Devils promoted. They helped you, huh?
Low key, that shit's on some racist shit though.
Oh,
but anyways, it was though.
Hold on.
But
He's able to pay for a tutor for his son to read if he wanted to, and pay for lunch because racist white people gave him confidence when he was young.
No, hold on. They didn't give me no confidence. I already had the confidence. Respect yourself.
Okay,
you know
but you just said went into a story about how they said, listen.
I'm explaining to you.
Gave you something.
Listen.
It gave you something.
Yo, listen.
Dog.
What I'm saying is,
it lets you know something.
let me finish the story. The reason why I brought that up is because, there was a lot of like class clowns and a lot of like knuckleheads.
You
in
were
my
one
middle
of them.
school, I know. I'm not even gonna lie. I was probably the worst, right?
Yeah.
Now, there's a reason why, but that's a whole nother topic, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, they would go, yo, G, you're better than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And all of this, and I'd be like, yeah, not even thinking about it. But I remember my senior year of high school, I was like, yo, I need to go to college, like, we need to make something happen. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And luckily for me, right, I had teachers that had my back. You know what I mean? And then so they would help me put my portfolio together. They would help me with my essays, all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, They sent me to like different colleges. I did little tours and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like they did all of that. You know what I mean? A lot of kids, they weren't even motivated to even go to college. They thought, yo, fuck school, this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. That's why I was always like, you know what? I want to work with the youth to motivate them. Like, yo, you could excel. Now, to be honest with you, my views on college is a lot different than what it was before.
Of course.
And now I don't even think college is necessary because college isn't necessarily producing, you know, like the best of the best situations for black people.
And it's because of the age we're in. I mean, we're in the information age. But when we were in school,
exactly,
it was AOL just came out. You know what I mean? And shit wasn't high speed. Shit, there was no Google. So college really meant a place to go study. Versus now,
you don't even need it. You don't even need to fucking get a degree. But however, in the neighborhoods that we're a part that we came up in, right? There's not that many like mentors, not that many like places where you can feel inspired to excel. You get what I'm saying? They put you in situations where they give you the shittiest books, you know, like teachers that really don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but a lot of those teachers are black teachers that don't give a fuck either, though.
Yo, listen, man.
And so the point I'm trying to make to you is that your argument, while valid in some degrees, it's like there are tons of black teachers that don't give a fuck, and they're teachers. They're just there for the paycheck. There are white teachers who don't give a fuck and are there for the paycheck, and then there are black teachers who will uplift you and white teachers who will uplift you.
So it's all interpersonal. Right?
So it is. That's why I'm trying to argue it's interpersonal. I don't.
This is where I disagree, because I believe that black representation in the school system is important and is key. You see what I'm saying? Because all the black male teachers that I had, I did respect. Mm-hmm. They wasn't allowing us to do what we usually did. You see what I'm saying?
So in that degree, because you just said that, when you make a statement like we don't have enough role models and we don't have places to like authority figures, I'm thinking to myself, so many mature black men in the hood try to warn these young goons every single day about their behavior and where it's gonna end up, and then you turn around and say there's no influence.
Yo, listen,
I mean, there's so much influence.
All right, we live in a capitalistic society, right, where we are motivated by success. Brothers that are fresh out of prison doing like don't join a gang program. Yo, it sounds cute. But when you're watching television and you see dudes like who are claiming to be gangsters and shit, got all the cars, the money, the women, you go, I'd rather do that. You see what I'm saying? Or you go, I see these ball players getting signed for millions of dollars. I want to do that. You see what I'm saying? But we don't see the doctors, the engineers, the judges, the lawyers in our communities.
Yeah, but
why?
Those
because those successful
money too.
People, they make money and they move out.
But
that's
they make money too. What I'm
Who
saying
makes
is
money?
the idea that it's capitalism
doctors.
doesn't make sense, because the doctors, the lawyers, they are making money as well. So
I agree, but those doctors and lawyers, for some odd reason, I don't know. A lot of them don't like to live amongst black people.
I know.
A lot of them love to live amongst.
They
love to live amongst white folk.
And that's why they seem.
I'm gonna tell you why.
I guess,
I already know the reasons why.
Okay, so if you know the reasons why, then why you even question it?
Because me again, right? I'm just saying me, right? As an educator,
I can't wait to get the fuck out of here. I'm trying to tell you.
I'm the polar opposite.
Listen.
I want to stay in the hood my whole life.
You got
know
a
why?
son?
Because we need more men like us in our community to uplift young brothers, right? To go, yo, you know what? I respect G. I respect Rome. I respect Dre. You see what I'm saying?
Get it. I could do it via webcam, dog. I'll do it from the webcam. Listen. Let me tell you something, dog. Let me tell you something.
Yo, you know what's crazy? Hold on.
Oh, YouTube live my
shit. Hold on. Yo, Rome. You know what's crazy? This dude talk gorilla shit about my views on white folk, right? But when he has an opportunity to actually step up and be that black man for our community, fuck that. I'll do it via Skype.
What you just said.
Via Skype.
Hold on. Let me give you an example. Let me tell you why what I said is valid.
Because
what he got?
The dude, the basketball player, they're watching him on TV. The rapper, they're watching him on TV. So what's the difference between watching me on the internet or via Skype, dog.
I'm
Ain't
about
no
to explain.
difference.
Hold on, I'm
What's
about
the
to explain.
difference?
Let me ask you a question, right?
If the parents got the media,
you know
Monty
that
Mayweather.
white kids consume hip hop on a way higher scale than the
Absolutely.
black community.
Yes.
However, how come in their communities we don't see the same type of behavior?
One word answer. You ready?
Go ahead.
Fathers.
I agree. Hold on, but not just regular fathers, employed fathers. You see what I'm saying? And not to mention, perfect example, Rome. When we go to Whole Foods, right? When we drive to Whole Foods, right? Look at Dedham, right?
Yeah.
Literally, you'll see like all the entire community, a whole bunch of white people, like going to local events, buying local products.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Families walking around.
Yeah.
You see all of that beautiful shit.
Yes.
The neighborhoods look nice. The high school looks beautiful and shit. Their high school look like the high schools that you see on fucking television.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
I didn't grow up in that. You know what I mean? The next town over is fucking Hyde Park in Mattapan. The schools look like shit. All the schools are closed. You know what I mean? Like I remember one of my students when she finally she went to Mattapan for the first time, right? She literally was like, "Yo, damn, this kind of looked like North Carolina or some shit." And I said, "Damn, what the fuck?" You know what I'm saying? Like,
So it came to
violated.
us,
but let's
Straight
bring it back.
violated.
Let's
Yeah.
bring it
Hold on,
back.
but what I'm saying is this.
Where are the
And
fathers?
hold on, what I'm saying is this. These white kids, right? These white boys in particular, right? In like Dedham, Milton, and all of that stuff, right? They have a plethora of positive male representation in their community, right? So they could watch a movie, a basketball game, a football game, listen to a rapper or watch a rap video, and they know that that's just entertainment. While black kids, we don't have those same positive male role models in our community. So when they see that shit, they look at it as an opportunity to get out the hood.
Listen,
that's the difference. You see what I'm saying?
I can't rock with that, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why.
How you can't rock with it when you
Because
say
it
yourself,
sounds-
I don't
because-
want to be in the hood?
No,
Fuck that.
I'm saying I can't rock.
Yo,
with
little
this.
niggas find a way.
I'm saying I can't rock with the idea that we as black men young black men don't see positive representation. Because this is not 1990s anymore where it's all about Jordan, Spike Lee, and fucking Puff Daddy. There's so many fucking black entrepreneurial heavyweights out there,
Yeah.
right? Look at World Star Hip Hop, started by a black man.
Yeah.
Oh my
Look
God.
at-
I know
look
you
at-
ain't. You
Shout
going,
out
so
to-
that's what you.
But I'm
promoting.
trying to say,
That's
I'm
what
trying
you
to
promoting.
no, I'm trying
a
to.
nigga who promoted Flip.
But it doesn't
in our
matter.
community.
But what I'm
He's-
trying to say is he became an icon. He did become an icon.
I don't think that helps your
Yes.
example. But
No,
I hear you.
I'm saying we're no longer in an era where you can't see black men succeeding, where it's limited to basketball and rap. It's not limited to
Okay,
that
all right.
anymore.
So
I
we
agree
got.
with
Hold on. We got World. Y'all agree? That's cool.
I agree with
We
that.
got World Star. What else we got?
What
look
do you
at
mean?
Damon John on Shark Tank, right?
You want to just list black
Okay.
entrepreneurs?
Yeah. So we got two.
Look
got two.
at Carol Sandburg. I think her name is Sandberg. She's the head of Yahoo, the CEO of Merck, which is one of the most profitable and richest pharmaceutical companies, is a black man, and ain't not just a regular black man, a dark skinned black man.
All right.
right.
We got four.
But no,
We got four.
I mean, the guy
Yeah,
who
but-
made Bevel.
come on, Bevel.
We got five.
but hold on, how
We can
much?
run
You know,
through
hold
a
on.
few.
Y'all gonna be struggling, and then I'm gonna prove this point because I think what it was like something like only like what? Like I think it was like only 5% of the CEOs of Fortune 500 companies. I don't know, only five. Excuse me. I think were women, and then only I might mix them up. It's either only 5 were black or only 5 were women.
I'm not.
You know what
I'm not.
What I'm saying is
I'm
pretty
not
much
arguing the numbers.
representation
I'm arguing the
is so
categories.
small.
I'm arguing the category.
I hear what y'all are saying, but what I'm saying is the representation is so small that you guys are saying like, yo, we do have the representation, not to the numbers that we need. Same thing with black male teachers, right? Like it was 1%, but I think they said it moved up to 2% in the U.S. Only 2% of teachers in the U.S. are black males.
Well, you can't.
That's
you
it.
Can't, but you can't.
I think
force
that
it. But
depends
that's
on
that's
the
a
circle
walk with me
decision.
on this.
That's
Hold
a
on.
media
personal
I
decision.
consumption.
agree with you, but what I'm saying is I'm going by representation, and representation is key because when there's a lack of representation, people aren't motivated to do certain things. Just like, for example, right? They want sisters, right, to be in engineering, right? So what do, right? A lot of schools are implementing like programs to get girls into STEM fields, to get into coding and things of that nature, right? To encourage them to break those stereotypes, right? That women could actually do, they could thrive in engineering, thrive in the tech world, in the tech industry, and things of that nature. You see what I'm saying? They're actually pumping resources to these young girls so they could excel. Now, at my university, there's a lot of girls, a lot of black women enrolled in engineering, enrolled in computer science, and computer science is probably one of the hard. It probably is the hardest major on that campus, and these sisters are actually doing it. Why? Because they have a support system. You see what I'm saying? So we could pretend like these support systems don't matter, but that's not true.
Of course the support system matters. Of course it matters.
Oh, okay.
What I'm trying to say is why those support systems don't exist in black neighborhoods, I'm not going to put all that blame on white people.
No. All right. Hold on. I actually agree with you on that. This is where me and you may agree. I actually blame us. I blame white people for putting us in this condition. I blame ourselves for staying in the condition.
It reminds me of something that Bill Gates said. Bill Gates' quote is, "It's not your choice to be born poor, but it is your choice to stay poor."
Which is true.
Okay?
I agree.
And so, and as much as I don't, that's the only thing about Bill Gates I like. But that statement is so true and so powerful because there's so many people, black, who come from worse situations than us, who literally watch their parents get hacked up, killed, murdered in front of them, and still come to the United States. I'm talking about immigrants. And start companies and become millionaires. You know what I mean? And they come from worse situations.
Yeah, but all right. But now think about this, right?
I gotta wrap soon.
Damn, already, man.
Yeah, man.
Already been an hour?
Yeah.
Damn, dog.
Shit.
See?
I'll just end with this, right? Nigerians, right, are actually the most successful in the United States.
That's a truth.
Even above Asian Americans.
Well, they're about
Asian
the
Americans
same.
are up
It's
there.
about
No,
the
but
same.
Nigerians actually supersede everyone, right? However, they talk about the second generation of Nigerians, right? Their children go through the same issues and effects of being black in America, and that fucks with them on a psychological level. So with it, stresses levels increase. They're not as motivated. There's like all these studies on this, right?
But I have to challenge that.
So now they're coming from a place. Remember, they're coming from a place where everyone's black. You know what I'm saying? So they don't even have to think about racism. It's not even in their mind.
No.
Hold on. Think about this.
If you challenge, they have.
And then think about this. All of the people, right? And this is called the brain drain, right? Y'all should check this out.
I know what a brain drain is.
The brain drain is
in
key.
every country.
In every country, right? The United States will select the best of the best, the cream of the crop from every country, right, to come to the U.S. And then so what happens? These people who are successful in Nigeria, Haiti, Jamaica, wherever, they come to here. You know what I'm saying? And then so they have a mindset of, oh, if you just work hard, you could do A, B, C, D, F, G. As if the majority of the people in their country aren't going through fucking shit. You see what I'm saying? Same thing with Indians in this country. Same thing with Chinese people, right? Y'all, they can make it seem like, oh, all of these Indians are smart, this and that. No, they pick the best of the best, while all of the rest are in the slums over there.
Yeah, but whose fault is that?
Huh?
Whose fault is that?
Whose fault is
when
what?
When you're a young Indian boy and you are excelling higher than your peers who would just want to waste time and you make it out, you're supposed to do what?
Listen,
go back for everybody?
Again, you gotta understand. It's like, we're gonna have to do an episode literally on just racism and white supremacy and how it actually works and how it affects the global economy.
Dog. Bring it on. Have me as a guest. I don't believe in white supremacy.
I know you don't.
As you know.
And I'm gonna come.
There it is.
Hold on. White people aren't supreme, right? But the concept of white supremacy is what I'm challenging.
Okay.
So I'm gonna bring that work, and I guarantee I'm leaving with your head.
Listen.
Spears is pointing at your chest.
Let me end with this.
We ain't letting you end.
Black Americans have higher self-esteem than white Americans, and this was found to be true even as far back as I think it's right here by the 60s or the 70s. And let me just end with this. The study, which was
It's
done by
relative. What is in regards
Twag and
to what?
Crocker, black adolescent girls may be facing difficult circumstances, but they consistently have a higher rate of self-esteem than any other racial group. Now, the reason and this is in Huffington Post, by the way, which is a left-leaning liberal.
Okay, and when was the study?
I can't listen.
Look, we gotta end this.
To be
We gotta end this.
back.
Be continued. I'm leaving with your neck. I'm leaving with your neck.
They don't want it, dog. They don't want it. They don't
It
want
sounded
it.
cute.
Listen, that was a great point to bring it up on. Be sure to follow us on UPanic, UPANICD, or just visit us at the website, upanic.com. Dre, thank you for coming through.
As always, man.
Great conversation. I did one real fake.
If you only got a hater, if you don't got at least one hater, dog, you ain't doing something right, dog. So I know I'm good. I got at least one hater. You know what I mean?
Next time you come, I'm coming with the files, bro. I'm bringing the X files with me. Y'all gonna be like, damn, Dre gonna apologize, bro.
We gonna see about
You
that.
gonna apologize.
We gonna see about
You're not
that.
the first victim. You gonna apologize.
Hey,
you know what
I'm
saying?
always up for it.
I'm gonna teach you what racism, white supremacy is.
Oh,
You know
thank
what I
you.
mean?
All right, word.
You're gonna turn me into a
Panic.
victim. You know what I mean?
It's you panic. It's you panic.
For the record, I ain't no victim.
You panic. We'll catch you next week too.
All right, y'all. Easy, man. Thank you for having me.
In the city wearing fly shit that's not labeled. Yeah. They tryna figure out this sauce, but they still not able. To the game, I'm in this shit, and I'm staying like the bitch got cable. Y'all can miss me with them hip hop fables. Still take shots, shit not fatal. Pronto in my pocket, roll up pronto before I lose it. On my way to re-up, gotta be high before I do it. Niggas talking crazy, but they study like they students. Buy a tape, no a nigga can't do it. Buy a tape, no a nigga can't do it. Play your song 20 seconds, ran through it. Goddamn, how you let your man do it? I learned if you got a plan, do it. And you still got a plan, do it. If he's selling turds out the minivan moving, we don't wanna hear that, keep the van moving. Coming toward me with your mixtape, nigga try hand me, take your hand, move it. Superhuman, I'm doing. Niggas can't do what I'm doing. I'ma get some fly shit flowing. Black Force, black docs, black doings. Black imports with the exports. When it comes down, I speak Japanese so fluent. See the cuff and they know they can't do it. See the weight and they know they can't do it. 90s baby saw selling pussy out the Winnebago. Saw Puerto Rican niggas playing cards at the round table. To the game, I'm in this bitch, and I'm staying like the bitch got cable. You can miss me with them hip hop fables. Still take shots, shit not fatal. Broccoli in my pocket, roll up pronto before I lose it. Fettuccine in my other makeup pasta, how I do it. Niggas talking crazy, but I'm saucy, they just useless. Hating how I'm moving, how I do it, going stupid. Name a better nigga up, I wait. This pure piss boy, not shade. Niggas waiting on a new hot flame. Make niggas think for they migrate. Bitches waiting for the new locks tape. Cause you shoot shots you cannot make. The world can't deny what locks make. Make your new shit get not play. This pure pit boy, not shade. How these bottom of the bag niggas not lame. When a member bag niggas not safe. Pussy niggas need pass, how they men straight. Here's another hard lesson from the sensei. Going hard from Wednesday to Wednesday. How I do it, man, locks what you let play. Like, let the rest play.